And I also got a greater understanding of how the debt system works. So if someone's going to buy your business for a big amount of money, they're not actually going to pay for your business, right? They're going to put 30% down like you do for a house, and then they're going to get a bank to finance the rest, right? You have a house that you own 100% in cash. You can go to the bank and get the 70% mortgage on your house and just take the money, in the US at least, tax-free.
Jackson's nodding. He would know the Aussie, so he's nodding. He's like, yes, affirmative.
Yeah. And so the point is that in my mind, 2.5 years ago, the only possible outcome that I could do to get out of pain was to sell. And the thing that I had to sell was unsellable. And so the thing that we build has to be sellable. That's just my conclusion. It has to be sellable, or you'll eventually burn out. And so if you make it sellable, then it actually sits as an asset on your personal net worth balance sheet, and it continues to provide cash flow. I had so many stories that I would, like the story of the sale for me was like, I need a big sale to be legit. Some of you guys may laugh at that. You're like, he's doing 85 million a year. But in my head, I was like, well, and then I had a friend who's like, dude, you've already sold 6 companies. I was like, yeah, but they weren't like as big as this. And he's like, you really think that matters? And I was like, huh. And then it was like, what about the story of the money, right? About the increase in net worth. Well, here's an interesting one for you. Say you have $100 million sale, right? Everyone talks about it. It's so amazing. Well, most of the times it's not $100 million, right? What it is they'll probably give you, 60 million up front, and then you'll have a $10 million seller note that you finance for 5 years. And then you'll have an earnout, right, for another 20 million that if you hit X, Y, and Z over the next year or two, right? Or earnouts can be as long as they want, right?
Yep.
You're going to roll another 10% in equity, right? And so all of a sudden this 100 becomes 60. But wait, there's more. So now we got 60 million. Well, you probably have some bonuses that you want to give to your staff. You're going to have a broker that you'll probably have to pay 3 or 4% to. So let's do it. So 4% of 60, now we're down to 57, right? And I'll just wrap in some of the bonuses. On top of that, depending on how your equity structure, if you're 100%, whatever, then you have your capital gains tax, you have an escrow fee. So capital gains for us in the States at least is 20. So now we have 20% off of the, let's say 55 after the escrow. That would be, actually at a size that big, it would probably be more like 50 after escrow. 20% of that would be 40 million. So now your $100 million sale is 40 million bucks. It's not as cool, right? At least for me, like hearing how it would break down. And so I've tried to be as transparent as possible, because like there's the story of the